Hello YouTube, here we are with another video, and today on the table is a bolt action pen from Big Idea Design. I came across this through a fair bit of research. I looked at various bolt action pens, mostly because I wanted a decent pen for a while that would stand up to the rigors of a workshop environment. I do have a nice collection of writing utensils from Montblanc and Cross and Parker, but this never really felt quite right. They're quite touchy and not as rigidly built as you would want it for a workshop environment. And well, in my workshop at least, I still like a really nice refill and a nice feeling when I'm actually using the pen. And so I was looking for a bolt action pen that would actually give me a variety of options in terms of what kind of refill I put in there, whether it's a gel or a ballpoint or a Schmidt or a Montblanc or a Lamy refill. And I came across these guys, and also because one of the ways I'm usually having that with me is just inside my wallet. So I always have one of those on me, and this particular one I usually have in one of my bags as a backup. But yeah, that's how I came across this one. This is a titanium raw version. They come in at around about $100. You can grab them a little bit cheaper sometimes when they're on special. And a nice touch on this particular one is it comes with a Timemasker's little bolt action knob. If you don't like it, they also include just a plain titanium one, which is rather nicely done, nicely machined. So it just unscrews here. There's a little O-ring under there that holds it in place. Also of note with this particular one is that little Torx screw on top here. If you open that up, you can reverse the deep carry pocket clip onto the other side, and so depending on what your preference is, which way you want to actuate it. I have it around this way, mostly because that's how I like to actuate it, and I have a nice clearance for the actual actuation knob that I wouldn't have if I had the pocket clip on the other side. It gets a little bit tricky and it gets a little bit in the way if you reverse it. But overall the action on this particular pen is really quite nice and smooth. You have a nice ramp that holds it in place securely once your refill is out, and it just slides in nicely and smoothly. So that's really nice. And you will also notice it is rather short by comparison in hand, and that was of particular importance to me because it lives inside my wallet, and otherwise I'm using inside my my daily carry bag. I use some of these pouches where the other one lives, and you can see that I'm fairly limited in terms of height, and I see no point having an overly long pen with me when I'm out and about or in the workshop. So this fit the bill quite perfectly. It is around 9mm here at the thin point, and swells up to 13mm where you're actually holding on to it. For me, that's quite nice. I like it that way. Some people might prefer a slimmer version of it, and they do other versions that are slimmer in profile. However, this particular one is very interesting in as such that it gives you access to a whole bunch of different refills. And this is simply due to the fact that you have a very long extendable screw mechanism in here that permits the use of various types of refills. So it doesn't matter whether you have a Schmidt, whether you have a Lamy, or in this case that would be a Montblanc refill. These are approximately same length anyways, but even out of your cheap big ballpoint pens, if your refill fails for whatever reason, stops writing, you can just open one of your throwaway pens, take that thin refill, put it in here, and it will work. And that is really a nice feature, because you have that really long adjustability on your refill. And the way they achieve that is simply they have a nicely done, nicely machined 3-point thread in here. So this thread has 3 starts, and therefore you need very little twist to actually travel a really long way. And it's buttery smooth too. So that's quite nice. And so you just twist it until you reach your desired length, and that's it. And you go from there. And the length is simply held in place by the means of 2 silicone O-rings that provide friction against the sleeve. Those 2 O-rings, and you get a bunch of replacement O-rings as well, just in case they wear off. They provide enough friction for the refill to actually stay in place, so the thread kind of doesn't undo itself very easily. There's enough friction provided by these O-rings to keep the rotation between the 2 elements tight enough so that you're not accidentally winding it in or winding it out. So this is a really lovely piece. It is also available in different color options. You can get it DLC coated, you can get it in zirconium, you can get it in brass, in copper, and I believe they also do a stonewashed titanium, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the titanium raw version, and raw perhaps means raw machined. So I would imagine this is how it comes off the machine, just a finely turned finish, and it looks quite lovely, and it's really nice to the touch as well. So in terms of pricing, by comparison, if you go for a Bastion ball pen, or maybe a Rovivon or something along these lines, you always end up, you seem to be ending up in the $100 US price range. So the price is perfectly justified if you look at what the competition provides, and they all seem to be running out at around about $100. More expensive if you go for zirconium, and then you end up a fair bit higher. But in titanium, that's pretty much the price point you can expect to pay. So yeah, I really love this one. It's a smart little unit. Gives you a little bit of versatility in terms of refills, and it's nice and compact, and fills my needs for a daily carry ball pen perfectly. So a warm recommendation from me, and yeah, have a good weekend and see you around next time. Thank you. Bye.